Hello, my name is Junkyung from DTN Lab, Dong University. Today I'm gonna give a review about the paper named the Forecasting, Analyzing Technology Development Trends with Self-Attention and Frequency in LSTM. And the bibliographic information of this paper is that the paper was published on the Advanced Engineering Informatics in 2025, and this is the paper about the technology innovation and the trend prediction of with the patent analysis. They use the main path of the deep learning, which is LSTM or the self-attention model, to enhance the more better prediction than previous paper. The contents are the same as the flow of this paper. They mention about the importance of acquiring the new technology. The rapid advancement of the science and technology in the escalating market competition makes the company to invest more resources on R&D strategy development. So the rapidly understanding the technology trends and accurately assessing the future developments are really crucial. For the previous method to predict future technology development, they have used the patents as a technological carriers and leverage information on the patent text and citation to predict the potential opportunities. Also, they have used the patent classification code called IPC and the cooperative patent classification code CPC codes as for representing the core technological elements. Some of the trials to employ the generative topographic mapping called GTM method have been used too. They have been used to explore the existing technological vacancies. But they have the limitation that those methods rely on the expert knowledge and focus on the past trend summarization. Other prediction methods are such as the link prediction method have been used to predict whether the future interactions will occur between the technologies. They have utilized the co-occurrence networks of the classification codes or the employing the machine learning models to combine with the multiple link prediction indexes. But they have limitations that those methods can only identify whether technologies will interact in the future but unable to discern the intensity of these interactions. Also, they have only identified the technology convergence at a micro level, while the trend analysis at a macro level based on the prediction results remains underexplored. So the main contribution of this study compared to existing research is that they have proposed the use of the predictive method to ascertain the future technological development trend, and they have to provide the information on the future intensity of technological interactions. And lastly, they have used the temporal information to compare with the existing link prediction methods. There are some analytical methods for technology in development trend analysis. Primarily, they have used the trends based on the historical technology development trajectories by using the MPA, which is called as main path analysis. They have aimed to identify the technology evolution paths from the complex citation networks to support the R&D strategy planning. They have the constructing the citation relationship with using the patent and some papers with the technological documents, and they have some using the metrics to calculate the weight of the citation edges, and they have obtained the main technological path. There are other analytical methods for technological development trend analysis. It is called the GTM, that the technological development progresses through the exploration of the new domains and have a goal to identify the vacuums for the future technology development. In this method, vacuums are considered indicators of the future technological trends and are used to inspire the researchers. Also, they have proposed extrapolating the future technology trends by the mining patterns of the technological development. They have used the association loop mining method or the utilizing the sequential pattern mining method to honor evolutionary patterns. Also, there are some the predictive methods to leverage on machine learning to discern the technological development trends from the historical data, with link prediction methods playing a dominant role. The link prediction methods are primarily applied to graph data, whether the interactions will occur between the nodes. And the classification codes are better suited to representing the technology interactions due to their accessibility and the precise technical definitions. Lastly, there is a time series prediction, and it involves the various methods that utilize historical data to forecast the future trends, extensively used in the numerous practical applications and the scientific research. There's a specific method called AR or ARMA or ARIMA to for the high robustness and interpretability and the user friendliness, making them widely used in the various research endeavors. Also, they have the rapid advancement and the maturation of machine learning methods by the time series prediction. There are SVR model, RF model, RNN, LSTM, and the GRU models. And this is a page of the methodology and the proposed model in this paper. It is called SAFELSTEAM. This model forecasts the trends in technology interaction intensity through time series prediction and incorporates a frequency domain enhancement module to mine the periodic information. For the data collection and preprocessing, they have used the US Patents View database with data source, and they have used the technological representation for the core occurrence of the CPC codes within a single patent, and they have used the criterion for only subclass level CPC codes, and the extremely detailed or overly broad classification levels were excluded in this paper. For the data division, they have split by the year and resulting in the 24 annual dataset. Proportion of the cross-domain patents have risen steadily and exceeding 70% in recent years, is indicating that the cross-technological innovations have become mainstream. For the feature construction for technological interaction, they have used based on the 10 widely used link prediction metrics such as the atomic ADAR, common neighbors, and resource allocation. For the metrics and interaction features were calculated annually. For the data transformation, they have used the frequency of CPC co-occurrence, and they have made the metrics for TII with log 2 inside the frequency plus 1, and this normalization helps to reduce the impact of large variance in the row counts. For the final dataset, time series data containing larger number of technological pairs, with each pair having the 11-dimensional feature vectors, and for specifically 10 link prediction metrics and the 1 TII vectors have been performed for each year. For the specific model architecture, there's a 6-step and the 6 specific layer of this model. For the first one, sliding window input construction has been made. For the input, feature data for the past t time periods has been the input, and output is the TII value of the next period. So the input shape is a t multiply 11, where the 11 is the number of features per time step. Second module is the LSTM module, is a dependency extraction. It captures the temporal dependency within the time series data. Third step is frequency enhancing module for periodicity extraction. They applies the fast Fourier transform called FFT to extract the periodic features. For in the concatenation module, they have combined the LSTM output and the frequency enhanced output P. So the resulting matrix have been to T multiply H plus 11 because the output of the LSTM module is T multiply H and the frequency enhancing module output is a T multiply 11. 5 stage is a self-attention module, so they focus on the informative timestamps in a sequence, so output level is same as the previous step. For the output layer, they use the temporal compression via a linear aggregator, so followed by a two-layer feed-forward neural network FFN, so they can predict the TII value. Yes, so this is the figure of the whole architecture of SAF LSTM module. And you can see in this figure, there is 11 dimension features for the input level in the first stage, and they have used the LSTM module and the frequency enhancing module for the parallelly, and they concatenate in the center one. They have used next step for the self-attention module and finally feed-forward network for the final TII result to predict the value. And yes, this is some specific details for the model training details. And there's a loss function or the sliding window numbers and the time series sets for the validation and the training set. Specifically, they have some problems of the data imbalance problem because the most technological pairs have a TII value with 0 or low values, which can hinder the model performance. So they use a downsampling method, and TII values are divided into the VIN, which is called vining. So up to 2000 samples per VIN are randomly selected by this progress. In the experiments, they compare with the other baseline models, such as linear regression, Lansson Ridge, SBR, RF, or the gradient boosting decision tree, GBDT. And there are some other deep learning models such as LSTM or LSTM plus self-attention models. The proposed model SAV LSTM model is compared with these baseline models. The metrics are MSE or MLE for the performance checking. For the single-step prediction, they use the past data, one data to predict the final one time step. For the result, the SAV LSTM shows the best performance compared to other models. For the multi-step prediction, this means that if we want to predict the 2022 time steps output input, they use the 2021 predicted score. For the conclusion, the SAV LSTM shows the good performance even in the multi-step prediction than any other baseline models. As for the obligation study, they delete the one module and compare the performance to analyze the importance of specific modules in SAFE LSTM architecture. They have choose the 4 of the modules and delete the one module. And as a result, the aggregator shows the most contribution in this performance, and the frequency enhancement module has showed a low contribution. But still, this layer contributes to the model performance while it shows a low contribution. In this paper, they have used the case study for the US technology development tendency case study. As for the SAF LSTM architecture, they have targeted prediction year for 2024 to 2026 and used the multi-step prediction method. They have eliminated the TII is lower than 5 technology pair before the training. As for the network indicator analysis, they have used the NN or NE for the key network indicators, and they have shown for the gradual increase, which means that indicating a broader diversity of participating technologies. Also, they have used 80 average degrees, and which shows the increasing, which means that technologies are interacting with more other technologies. And there are several other network indicators, and they have shown that the shift from the strong pairwise connections to weaker but more widespread interactions, and they have signally accelerated convergence as the time goes on. As for the summary, technological development is expected to shift away from the concentration within specific technology clusters and toward the great cross-domain integration and the diverse combinations. And this is a figure of the evolution trends of the five metrics which is mentioned in the previous pages, and it shows the technological interaction network. And analysis of the population technologies and interaction with the highest degree of technology, which means as a number of connections, B01D and H04N have shows the good highest degree, and with the highest weighted degree, which means the frequency of occurrence, G06N and G006V, which is computing arrangement based on the specific computation models, and image or video recognition understanding is have some good frequency of occurrences, and G06N and G06V have the most frequent technological pairing. And there shows that some of the traditional interaction are showing a clear signs of decline. There are some examples of digital transmission, battery and chemical to electric energy and conversions, or the television communication. Its implication shows that the future innovation opportunities are likely to center around combination involving G06 and node, while some traditional pairings are becoming obsolete, which means suggesting a need to reorient technological strategies accordingly. And in this paper, they have picked the one domain, which is autonomous driving, because the vast number of the nodes and edges within the entire technology interaction network. So they extracted a subgraph composed of the relevant technology nodes from the autonomous driving domain. They have collected top 30 most frequently occurring subclass codes, and they have extracted the technology interaction network of 2023 was used as the baseline. They used the node size or edge thickness as for the matrix with the weighted degree or frequency of interaction. As for the result of this part, they used the SAF-LSTM to predict the interaction intensity for 2024 to 2026, and they have subtracting each year's prediction for the 2023 baseline, and the incremental and the decremental networks were generated. As for the findings, G06 and B60W, which is vehicle control systems, is forecasted to grow significantly. And they have some explosive increase also observed for the image data processing and the computational models. As for the findings for decrease, G06F general digital computing with other nodes, and H04L digital communication and the wireless network shows the decrease of the contraction and interaction. Reduction suggests the maturity or saturation in those areas and potentially indicating the diminishing innovation potential. And this is a figure for the autonomous driving domain technological prediction interaction network using SAFE model. As for the case study discussion, they allow the researchers and decision makers to identify the rising technological pairs or strategically redirect R&D resources. The three core experiments validate that the network metric analysis to the study reveals the macro level trends in how technology are converging. And for the population technologies are and interaction trends, they have identified the emerging technology hotspots and their most active connections. For the lastly, they have checked for the domain-specific case study in autonomous driving and expected and visualized the incremental and decremental changes. For the conclusion, as accurately understanding and predicting technology development trends becomes a crucial factor in formulating effective R&D strategies, this study proposed the SAFE-LSTM model, which forecasts the intensity of future technological interactions (TII). And SAFE-LSTM generates the objective and quantitative predictions by using the future trends merely by analyzing historical data. While traditional link prediction methods focus solely on whether the connection will occur, the SAFE-LS team also forecasted the intensity of those interactions. As for the main contributions, proposal of a novel method for analyzing future technology trends based on the prediction of technology interaction intensity. Also, the integrate of the time series forecasting techniques into technology trend analysis. For lastly, development of SAFE-LST model incorporating the frequency-based enhancement. But this paper has also a limitation because they have used only 10 link prediction metrics and they can develop to the CPC semantics or other network structures features or the combination of the metric with optimization. And there is some limited scope of document types because they have used only a pated document in this paper. Third, they have difficulty in predicting entirely new technologies. This happens on existing link prediction methods, but also in SAFE-LSTM, which is proposed on this paper. And lastly, there is a need for the integration with advanced network analysis techniques, like click detection or community detection and modality analysis. And this is the end of this paper review. Thank you.